I'm going to speak super fast. Okay. So the cool thing is I'm going to go into something like colors. Now, some of the slides I put together, this is part of something where I help everyone in my team become a network marketing professional, because that's the key, what we do here. We are all professionals. And so if Seth, you can maybe co-host or not too. Cool. I'm here. So can you guys see those slides? I think Darlene, if you can mute, it'd be awesome.
Yes, we can see them.
Can somebody mute Darlene, please?
Darlene, can you please mute?
There we go. Cool. Got it. Thanks. And Cheryl's yours as well. Okay, so let's get into it. I want to talk about the color personalities. Now, when it comes to anything, whether you are selling something, it doesn't matter what it is. It can be LifeVantage products or not. It doesn't matter at all. I'm talking about communicating with the person here. And if you see this over here, the most important thing, people only buy things from you if they know, like, and trust you. That's it. It's fact. Now, there are different types of personalities, and I'm going to talk about them when it comes to the different color personalities, and it'll make sense when I'm doing this here. So it's like, think about, let's say if you speak English and you're trying to speak English to someone who's German, who doesn't understand English, you've got a problem. You're not going to be able to understand you at all. So when I talk about the color personalities, I am not talking at all how to manipulate anybody. It's just understanding how to communicate with the person. So a lot of guys said to me, "Oh, Phil, you're trying to manipulate something." So no. I'm trying to get a better understanding how to communicate with them. Because honestly, once you master the colors, the key thing is here, it's a win for everybody. I mean, again, this is about understanding the personalities, and you'll find everything works pretty well. So if you can write this down here, draw a line, and don't overthink what I'm going to say to you here. You want to speak to and ask these questions. Are you indirect or direct? So if you are someone who's indirect, you follow the rules, you're quiet, you're more of an introvert, type A personality, meaning you always look at the finer details of things. And if you're like my partner, Dana, she makes decisions extremely, extremely slow. So, and this, if you are that person without even thinking it, that's you. If not you, don't bother. Because if you're the other person who's direct, you do not follow the rules. You make your own. It's my way or the highway. You're an extrovert. Everything's big and party. Let's go, go, go. It's everything's, if you go fishing, it's not a small fish, it's a big fish. You know what I mean? That's what I call it. You're very, very fast to make decisions, and you're very business orientated. So if you can put in the chat, if you're indirect or direct without overthinking it. Now, there's always going to be a primary and a secondary. So just bear that in mind. You're always going to be a bit of some of these. And the thing is here, you're always going to be your dominant one here. So in between, here we go. So you're in between 100%. And there's days where you want to be direct and indirect. So it's a bit of everyone. Okay. So if we go further now what I want to also do here, are you open or self-contained? Now, being open, technically, you'll have to share your feelings. You want to save the world. You want to share your feelings. You want to be more relaxed. You wear very more relaxed type of clothing. You're very flexible. And what happens here, when you're so flexible, you're not, people see your flexibility and always get you to do everything because what they want you to do, because you don't really want to challenge anybody. You're very friendly, you're chilled. Sometimes you're spontaneous. So if that's you, yep, that resonates, great. Or if you're self-contained, you do not want to do anything about feelings. Someone look at them, they'll start crying. You look at them, you got 5 minutes, hurry up, let's go. No feelings at all. Now, and you're very, very factual with your decisions. You're formal, you wear the suit, you're inflexible, you're structured, and you're less enthusiastic. So if you look at those there briefly, if you just don't overthink it, which side are you, left or right? That's where you go with it. So if you go, great, I'm open, done. I'm self-contained, done. And someone's put it checked in there. So on the right-hand side, so you're self-contained. Okay. So you're self-contained. Now, what I want to do here, because you said you're in between. So when you look at this here, if you look at this line, if you're open and indirect, you're going to fall into that block over there. If you're open and direct, you're going to fall into there. And if you're indirect and self-contained, you go there, and direct and self-contained. Now, when we look at this here, now, Viv, I know you're putting the quotes in there, or the numbers. Where would you say, what color are you? With, again, I know you said in between on the first one. Where would you say dominant? Which color would you be more dominant on?
Orange.
Orange. Okay, there we go. Okay, that might be red. Okay, that's the bottom right one, yeah? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, got it. Cool. So now that's where you and I, well, we can communicate quite easily, right? Because we're both the same color. I'm red, direct, get to the point, no nonsense. Yeah. Yeah. And who knows that Vivian's blunt, right? She'll put a message in the thread and it's blunt, and everyone might get offended. It's not what she's not intention. That's her personality. Where someone is like a yellow, it's like, oh, everything's cool, kumbaya, all we do our things. Understanding what color you are is easy. But the trick is, how do you find to speak to the other color? So now with Viv, if you are a red, the key in your business, how to grow your business in its relationships with yourself. If somebody can mute, that'd be kind of cool. I think it's Dr. Karen. If you can mute, that'd be awesome. Thank you. So you need to find out where you sit. But knowing how to talk to the other color is the most important thing. You would have seen this in personality type testings. It's the same thing, analytical, amiable, all the rest of it. I just like using colors. So let's just jump into it. And I'm going to go through these colors quite briefly, and I'm trying to be mindful of time. So if you're a yellow, this is generally what a yellow person is. Now, look at the picture. I like to call them corporate hippies. They want to run around, hug trees, and be naked and save the world on 50 cents. That's just a very blunt way how to look at it, right? This is now most people in network marketing are yellow. Think about it. It's very interesting. 35% of the population are yellow. But now I'm just going to talk about this color in relation to what we do. People who are yellow take their time. They do not like salesy people. It's not them. They get offended straight away. I mean, someone who's a yellow. Think of Marcel Niederhauser. He's a red. He's very blunt and direct. The yellow ones can get upset with him, not because he's a bad person, because they don't like to be pushed. So when you understand yellow, they all want to be part of the team. They're all about community. And I'll give you tips at the end how you would talk to these type of personalities in network marketing. And most of them here, when you look at them from an occupation point of view, teachers, social workers, healthcare professionals. This is why you notice every time you do a three-way call, I always ask the person who's coming on, what do they do for work? Ah, they're a teacher. Great. In the back of my mind, now I have a good idea. They could be a high chance being a yellow. So I would talk to them very differently. I'm going to talk a lot slower. I'm going to talk quieter. I'm not going to be aggressive. I'm going to talk about how you can help yourself and your family and your community. Because most of these people who are yellow, they want to save the animals. And if you look at their houses, their desks and their offices, they got pictures of the family all over their desk. Some people couldn't care for that, but that's the yellow. That's who they are. So when you start looking at them, they're different. I mean, my partner, Dana, is yellow. Man, she does everything slowly. I think she even sleeps slowly. Like it's insane. It drives me mad because I'm an opposite to her. So understanding this helps you a lot. So when you're working with anybody who's a yellow in network marketing, you have to speak slowly and help them make a decision on their own terms. Don't force it. You'll run away from them. You'll push them away too quickly. So I'm just going to go to these here. And also when speaking to yellow. So tell me how you're feeling about taking Protandem. See the languaging? It's tricky. When you identify this thing, it's so good. Ask them questions because they want to talk about themselves. Don't go in there, you know what? We can do this business. We can enroll these people. We'll get there and we're going to make lots of money. Man, that yellow will run away. They're not about them. You want to get to know them. Ask them questions. They are big in building relationships. And in network marketing, we always say this is a relationship building business. It is because most people in network marketing, about 60% of them are yellow. So if you cannot master how to speak to yellow, your business is never going to grow. It's very, very powerful this year. So they want to be warm and sincere. I like to say they want to sit by their fire and play guitar and sing Kumbaya. That's the most easy way to, if you can mute yourself there, Cheryl, be kind of cool. And then, so that's cool. So this is how, when we start understanding the colors, it's great in business. Again, it's not to manipulate. Yeah. I think you're still on unmuted there, Cheryl, but that's okay. So they're really all about family. This is so important. When you talk to them and when you're doing a follow-up call with somebody, hey, how are things going with hubby? The last time we spoke to you, you mentioned the hubby was going through, he injured his knee or something. So you want to talk family. Don't go in there straight in business. Oh, cool. When you want to get started on Protandem or MB system, whatever, got to be careful. And these people who are yellow are the best people to have in your network marketing business, because when you're doing a live meeting, they will help you set up everything. They'll, I want to go, we want to introduce people. Hey, Mary, how are you? Cool. You can sit over there. They want to be all about community. So you need people who are yellow in your business. Now, as a tips, as a person who's yellow, if you are yellow as can be, you need to learn to get out of your comfort zone. You're that flexible person, and somebody will walk over you by accident. Not because they want to, it's because you don't not compete, you don't stand up for yourself. So you gotta learn to say no. If you say yes all the time, guess what? Oh, I'm gonna ask Cheryl because she's yellow. I'll ask her every day. Cheryl, can you do this? You go, yes, because you don't upset the apple cart. You got to learn to be challenging people. So yeah. And also, yeah, got to say no, and you got to learn to delegate. So these are tips that you as a yellow have really got to learn and nurture this year, because you don't want to be totally yellow. You got to be flexible in how to move between the colors as well. So, and you know, you put two yellows in a room together, oh man, they'll talk about saving the planet. They'll keep on talking forever. That won't stop. And you as yellow have got to recognize when you're speaking to yellow, how do you move them forward from what, instead of just talking and talking and talking. So these are really helpful tips. I'll give you some books and stuff that you can actually have reference to at these things here. And there's some audiobooks you can get as well. Let's talk about the blues. Oh, hang on. If you go back one step, a yellow in network marketing, you would think of a yellow as a leader would be Marks and Center. Think of Marks and Center. He speaks so slowly. Doesn't really talk business that much. It's very, very fluffy and feeling based, right? So be mindful when you're sending anybody to a webinar or a recorded meeting or whatever it might be mindful of the person who's presenting. Now, a blue in our business would be Carrie Dickey, all about party. She is energetic, crazy person in some people's eyes. Think, oh, she's don't even want to speak to Carrie Dickey because she's wild. Someone can't handle her. Now, as a yellow, they look, oh my gosh, yellows don't want to even go to jump around at a meeting. And a blue will jump up, be on stage, sing around, do crazy stuff. That's Carrie Dickey. So be mindful of the person whose webinar you send into. Do not send a yellow to a blue meeting. Oh my gosh, you're going to battle. Now, I'm not saying if Carrie Dickey, for example, is running a meeting in wherever you are, a live meeting, still take them there, but just be mindful and position how the person is going to be. So they're all about fun, spontaneity. They're very expressive. They let them talk, and they talk super fast. Yeah, they're all in there. And you'll notice they're all about hand gestures and what have you. These are the type of people that have always got the most fines than anybody else because they're speeding around everywhere. Everything's last minute. And they're like tornadoes. Everything is like fast, 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 fast. They'll do everything and they'll forget about half the things they're doing. They're the worst people at following up. They're great at getting involved and looking at it, and they will not look after there because they're tornadoes. They're messy. Again, I'm just using a general thing here. So notice that here, 15% of people of the population are blue. You'll start noticing a commonality here. So, and they're very much, they're very persuasive. A lot of them in sales. You'll find that as well. Real estate, in sales, in entertainment. So an example, if you're going to go speak to someone who is, let's say, in entertainment, the events coordinator, and you're going to go there and say, hey, and let's call her Mary. Hey, Mary, we're having this meeting next week. I'd love you to come along, and we're going to really help the community. And not just them, we can help you. And we can really sit down, and afterwards, you're going to really sit down and talk about our feelings and really know the feeling, what Pretend can do for you. A blue will look at you and they go, man, I don't want to be there. I will never invite someone to a meeting like that at all, because that blue will not rock up. Because you're trying to tell them that you speak to them like they're yellow, speak to them like they're blue. You would go like this. Hey, Mary, you know what? I love what you're doing in the entertainment world. And I can tell you now, you really need to come to this meeting. And you know what? I know you're single. There's some single hot guys as well. So come along and we're going to have a lot of fun. I'm going to show you how we can actually get your health back on track and also increase the bottom line and have heaps of fun doing it. When can I pick you up? See the difference? The language is different. I was faster at saying what I was saying things, right? I was speaking quicker. So these are the things you got to really understand the color. They love hand movements. When you speak to them, don't just stand like a stick. Use your hands. That's why on Zoom, when you're speaking to people, you notice I'll talk more in certain things. So there's gestures, because all they see is your head and your chest, and that's it. You've got to use your hands speaking to them. And you've got to speak faster, because these people, everything's fast. So they've got a messy office. When they're writing something, you see writing long, I think they should not be there. A blue, oh yeah, they do write. They write long emails. Do not write short, sharp ones. They write longer ones. They're the type of people that'll buy something and go, oh, geez, I shouldn't have done that. So you really got to solidify when you're working with people. Yeah, they have buyer's remorse all the time. And they're the type of people that send you a message and they go, PS, PS, PPS, PPPPS. They keep on thinking of things all the time because their brain is always busy. We need people like us in network marketing. They're leaders and they run with things. They get it and they go. And the funny thing is, you take them out to dinner, they'll be talking so much, they haven't looked at the menu and you've ordered your food and it's about to arrive and they're still talking. So you need to know how to rein them in as well. So, and with them, don't get technical. Do not say, you know what, Mary, would it be okay if I can send you all the detailed studies of all our peer-reviewed studies with Pretandem and show you all the ingredients we're going to have and how they work together? Don't do that. That person will look at you and they're bored. They want the basic understanding of it. They're just on the surface base of it. Speaking to them, again, speak faster. These guys love testimonials. They get so excited. Wow, you can do that. They're very, very jumpy. When you speak to them, you've got to use hand gestures, speak faster. You have more volume when you speak to them as well. Don't even get caught in the detail. Stay away from detail. That's going to make them so bored because I always like to say they've got ADHD in a little way. They're always jumping around. Their brain's always spinning. No details. And also let them talk. Ask them questions because they love to talk about themselves and laugh with them. But the thing with the blues, you've got to make sure how you can rein it back in. Because if you haven't got that skill, you haven't mastered that skill by working with the blue, they will talk all day and not stop. And they keep going. And they're like, man, this 20-minute meeting is now 2 hours. What's going on? And they just keep on going. So you've got to find a way how to do pattern interrupts with them and ask them questions like, oh, yeah, tell me more about that there. Tell me more about that there, and change the subject. And so tell me more, what are the 3 things that you found in the webinar I went with on Carrie Dickey, what got your attention? See the languaging? Different. Don't say details. Say, what are the 3 things that got your attention from the webinar that you watched with me? And get them on webinars that are short and sharp. Don't have these long hour things. They'll get bored. Tips if you're a blue, follow-up is the key thing with a blue. The reason why, if you're a blue person in LifeVantage and you are one of those people that is like a tornado, or come in, do your thing, get them excited, great, and you thought about something else, you walk out of that office, that meeting, you've forgotten already. You need to be more structured in your business, because if you're not, you're going to lose people because you're not following up. That is the one thing I'd say with the guys who are blues. And again, you need to control your time because you're like a tornado. Everything's so much spontaneity, you forget what half the things you're doing. So yeah, so that's a tip as a blue. Making sense so far? Cool. Play around with this one, yeah. Now the greens. Now I'm going to change the way I'm going to be talking now. The greens, they speak very slow. They're very methodical. Everything's got to be stuck in a box. They are so efficient. These are the type of people that have lots of money, but what they will do, they will go find the most cost-effective motor vehicle, the most efficient motor vehicle, and it won't even be comfortable. They wouldn't care for comfort. They're looking about how to save money. It's all about the bottom line with them. These are the type of people that want to scrutinize the ingredients, where they come from, what country, how they're shipped, what have they done. They want to understand the compensation, backwards and forwards. And most things here, they like their quiet time. They'll go to meetings and put headphones on because they don't want any disturbance from anybody else. They do not like noise. They are very much problem solvers, and they'll do all those boring tasks that people don't like doing. They are great giving you all data. You give them the compensation plan, they will study it and ask you questions from going from a consultant up to an executive consultant, how to do that before they do anything in business. They're very, very slow at making decisions. So that's a green for you. They're very withdrawn, and you can think of someone as them as their accountants. Hey, Joan, if you can mute, it'd be awesome. So from that perspective, yeah, they're accountants. Now, while we're on it, a green will be Joan. Joan has got a brain for science. She would have some green in her. So when you're speaking to a green, you can't say, we need to go to this meeting. We're going to be all super excited. You've got to rock up there. You've got lots of single men there, all the rest of it. We're going to have lots of fun, and we're going to get to the bottom line. We're going to make lots of money and help people. And you know what? We're going to help you too. You can't talk to a green like that. And I'll tell you a story, which I always share here. I had a lady that was very green, as in like her personality. She was a bookkeeper. And I couldn't be direct with her. I had to be very, very gentle. And I'm going to call her Mary. And she got on a call with me, and I went through the presentation with her. And I just looked at it and I said, okay, with all the ingredients that you've seen in Protandim NRF2 and NRF1, what got your attention the most of what you'd seen? See the languaging? Asking ingredients. And she goes, oh, they're exciting. But did you know that those ingredients work 18 times better together? She goes, oh, wow. Would it be okay if I can send you, I actually asked her 2 questions. Do you want to get started now? Or would you like me to send you some more detailed information that you can make a better, get a better understanding of the information and you can make a decision? She goes, oh, Phil, that'd be great. Can you do this for me? No problem. So I send it to her. And then I also said to her, I know you're taking some other nutraceuticals. Would it be okay if you can send them to me? I can map them out in an Excel spreadsheet and I can see what's costing you and see where Protandim NRF2 in this example would be, they can, let's say, do the same functions, those ones. She goes, oh, that'd be great. So we did that. And then I said to her, Mary, would it be okay if we can get together and call the same time next week, the same Zoom link, and don't worry, I'll book it in for you, man, in the back end because I can manage it for you. She goes, that'll be great. Then we get on the Zoom call the next week, same thing happens. And say, hey, with all what you see now, you can see that there's a definite cost saving for you there. You understand the ingredients. If you have any more questions, she goes, no, we had a couple, we just answered, and that was it. And then I said to her, would you like to get started today? I can help you get set up. Or would you like me to send you a shopping cart link and you get do it by yourself? She goes, oh, I would like to send it. Give me the shopping cart link. Great. So did the same thing. Would it be okay if we, again, I always say, would it be okay? It's asking permission. This is one thing, this is a key thing in what we're doing. Would it be okay if I send you a link? Would it be okay if we can book in the same time next week, the same Zoom link, and then we can chat about any questions you may have before you get started? She goes, Phil, that'll be awesome. Again, we get on the call again, and literally 20 minutes before that call happened, she actually enrolled on her own. We answered some questions, how to implement the whole thing, and that was it. That lady has been in that same order on the dual synergizer for the last 3 years, has never changed it. Now, imagine if I went up to her and I was very aggressive. Come on, Mary, let's get going now. Those ingredients, don't even get stuck in the ingredients. It's not about the ingredients, it's about the recipe. I'm speaking super fast. I'm very expressive. And she's looking at me like, whoa, this guy's way too much for me. Because I took the time, because I understood the color, this lady is still on the same one every single time, comes on my lives, comes on webinars, asks 1 or 2 questions, and it just confirms more and more with her. They love data, they love structure. When you send them emails, make sure they're detailed and they're bullet pointed. And these people want to know about credentials. They want to study graphs. Their offices always neat, everything stuck, very structured. So when you speak to them, be structured, be slow, speak softer, and be very gentle with them and let them lead you the way. But you've also got to be in a situation where you can actually help them make a decision, because if you don't, they'll be asking ingredients and ingredients forever and a day. So the analytical, like I mentioned before, they have less body movement. So when you talk to them, don't use crazy hand gestures. You've got to realize you've got to be calm with them. So if you notice a lot of my webinars that I do, there's a reason behind my slides I use, and I'm speaking to different colors on every single slide. That's when people come on webinars with me, whether it's one-on-one or group, mostly on one-on-one when I'm doing webinars or meetings with them, 7 out of 10 will buy on the spot straight away. And another 1 will buy like a 2 or 3 weeks later, because I'm speaking to the color. These people, you want to be on time. Man, if you are not on time, I mean, Vivian says, okay, we're 5 minutes in, we've got to get started. A green will be waiting. It's 1 minute overtime. Why? And they're not starting it. What's going on? You know, and they get frustrated and they get stuck in that whole story there. Be on time. So when you're doing anything on meetings, you got to be structured with them. And they don't like to be hugged. You go to LifeVantage meetings, what happens? Oh, let's hug everybody. Oh, they will look at you like, well, don't even come near me. So understand the color. You make them uncomfortable. So, a tip says you as a green need to make decisions faster. These people generally don't want to come to meetings. You've got to find a way. If you're a green in the business, you have to get out your comfort zone and come to meetings. You want to help them build better relationships. I have a friend of mine that's so green, it's insane. I think she looks like Shrek. She's so green. And that's the honest opinion. And with her, she'll go to restaurants, put headphones on, try to talk to her, doesn't want to talk to you. But when she will talk to you, she will spill out all the things because she's built a lot of trust with you. So yeah, please don't be chasing the perfectionism. If you're a green, you're an accountant, 100% get bookkeeper, engineer, scientist person. You want to do everything right before you talk about it. you'll be doing that for years before you actually speak to anybody in LifeVantage. So, and another thing, the very last one there, skydiving, get out of your comfort zone, have a bit of fun. Okay. So if you're a green, if you know you won, you'll understand where I'm coming from, and don't be perfect, because nothing is going to win being perfect at all. And also the people that are green, they are 35% of the population are green. And it'll make sense why when I talk about that at the end. Reds. Now, red is fast paced. Get the point. Hurry up. You're talking too slow. They're very blunt. This person here in network marketing in our company is Marcel Niederhauser. He looks at you. The business is not growing. What must I do? Enroll 5. That's what he says. That's it. It's not growing. Enroll 5. It's not growing. Enroll 5. So they are very much to the point. These are the type of people that are mainly entrepreneurs. Everything's about the bottom line. So now, as a tip, 15% of people are red. And trust me, I'm a red. I'm always getting fines. I'm always getting fines because I'm rushing around everywhere. Everything's last minute. And there's something, I'll show this. Yeah, stick to the same food. We don't want to make decisions. We make decisions all day. I want to make it so simple. I'm all about processes. Honestly, with me going to a restaurant, what I do, I walk into a restaurant, they know who I am, and they order the same food every single time until I tell them to change it. Same thing all the time. It's boring, but it works. There's no small talk here. If someone gets emotional, they look at you and they go, you got 10 minutes, stop crying, hurry up, we get to the point, we get going back into business. They're all about business, 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 business. We have 2 ears as a red. We don't use them often enough. We need to stop talking so much and use our ears and listen to the other people. We're very much all about logic and facts. So if you're speaking to somebody who's a red, you're inviting someone who's a red to a meeting, Mary, you know what? This is a business that I believe we can make a lot of money here. And I can tell you now, it's going to complement everything that you're doing in your current business as an entrepreneur or lawyer or dentist or doctor or health practitioner. And we can increase your bottom line in that. So I'm not too sure if this is actually for you, but let's get to a meeting and let's talk about it and see if it can actually work for you. Now, you notice when I said to that person, as I know it might not be for you, because reds are so crazy competitive. So you drop that line in, they go, oh, hang on, it's not for me. That's all they hear half the time. I want to be part of that. It's like a takeaway close. It's like you can have it, but you're not going to get it, but prove to me that you want it. They speak super fast. So how to recognize them? CEOs, in the power, entrepreneurs, managers, that sort of thing. We're less emotional. And when you send us letters, make them short. Now, let's think of social media. How many times are people doing social media posts and they're long? They look like a long novel. Yeah, I know we're all guilty of it. A red will not look at it. For me, I'm red. If I look at a post as long, not interested, it's too long. I wouldn't fuss what's in there. So when you're doing social media, use ideas where you can say, you know what, today I'm going to do a yellow post. And then think of a yellow. How would you speak to yellow? Talk about feelings and community, all the rest of it. And how can you speak to red? Hey, man, I'm looking for 10 key people that can help grow my business in Florida. I've got 2 already. I'm looking at another 8. Reach out to me if you want to be part of the other 8. See the languaging? Different. Very different. And you notice in social media, and I'll just use what I do. I mean, again, you don't have to follow what I do, but the thing is like, I do not put any products of LifeVantage on my website, on my social media, not at all. I ask questions and I get interaction, and that's how I talk to people. It's very different. So find what works for you. And they're all about, my way or the highway. Heard about that? If you ever had an employer, well, if you don't follow rules, you're out. That's what they're like. Again, there's nothing wrong with these people who are red. They just are very direct. They're all about money, 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 and the bottom line. So you won't see any pictures of their family on their desk in the office. Just a computer, a pen, and a coffee cup, and that's it. Done. The most easiest people to deal with for some. Again, less is more. You give them too much information, they'll get lost in it. So yeah, and again, they're very much similar to blues. They struggle with follow-up. They love the sales environment. They want to grow their business. Speaking to red, got to be direct. You have to tell them straight up. You don't want to go sit there and say, hey, Mary, we're going to have this meeting and we're going to go through all this detail. You know what? I really like you to meet my other friend, John. He's a really great guy. He's all about saving the planet and the community, what have you. And you know what? He's really into business, but not that much. But you know what? I would love to connect you with him. I can tell you now, that person is not interested. You got to get direct to them and say, hey, we're having a meeting. Got some really entrepreneurial guys that are making really good money doing this business. And I believe we can help people get their health back on track. And at the same time, can help you increase the bottom line of your business. You keen to know more? See the languaging, quick. Don't give them detail. They are not interested in detail. You will chase people away like that. And show them the benefits. That's it. If you enroll 10 people, you can get your products paid for. So you get your health back on track and your wealth back on track. Languaging is faster. And they want to stroke the ego. They want to be, most people that are red like to get the awards, more the blues. They like to be recognized. Red's not so much, but you want to stroke the ego. I call it fluff, fluff, slam. Make them feel good and then rip the carpet out from underneath them. And the way you say that, it's like, hey, John, this business is really great. A lot of people are making a lot of money, but I'm not too sure if it's for you. Or John, you can make a lot of money here. I believe you could be the right person in this, but I'm not too sure if it's for you. See what I'm doing? I'm giving the opportunity. I'm putting them on a pedestal and I take it away at the same time because they like to be competitive. I hope that makes sense. So tips as a red person, build more relationships and speak a lot slower and ask more questions, because the red will just go just for the jugular and get to the point. We're not compassionate, we're not very compassionate, and we need to find ways to bring the gentler side in there. But I do want to show you one other thing, is that when we look at this over here, I should have had that slide at the end, my apologies. This one here, that slide there. Now, whatever color you are, know how to speak to these colors. Because here, most people in network marketing are yellow. So if you're like Vivian and me, who are very blunt and to the point, if we can't speak to the yellow, we are losing 35% of our business. So the yellows and the greens, 35% each. Blues and the reds, or the orange, the bottom one on the right, 15% each. So imagine if you're a yellow and you can't speak to the other ones there, you're losing 65% of your business. And you know what the funny thing is? If you're a red over here, Jen, the person in your life who's your significant other, is yellow. Because the yellows are slow and the reds are fast. They both need the red's trying to speed up the yellow and the yellow is trying to slow down the red. You notice it, you'll see it, it's the opposites attract. With blues and greens, I would say blues are party animals. They spend money too quickly, and greens want to count the money and be slow and calm them down. So you will see this. Now imagine if you had a business or you're in a partnership with two people that are red. Oh man, you're always going to fight and throw things at each other. So you need to find the commonality with that. So that's really me covering the colors as best as I can. There is a link I can send to you where there's a guy, his name is Big Al Schneider. He did a whole thing years ago about understand the colors. It's bigalbooks.com. There's an actual book that he's written, Understand the Colors in Network Marketing. And that's where I've got this information from. And I just basically made it nice and easy to understand. And that's what it is. It's Big Al Books. I think I might have the link here. You can pop it in the thread. Where is it? No, it's not that one. If someone can pop it in there. Oh, there it is, yeah. bigalbooks.com. So if anyone wants to ask me questions, by all means, I'm happy to answer if you need to. Hopefully you got some. There we go. Any questions you guys are asking me? Any ideas? I can also share some ideas where I have how to speak to people. I've got some tracks here. Yeah, Tyler's a red. Yeah, definitely. He's red as red can be. He's like a double red. So Dr. Karen is saying, can you show original quad color graphic? Okay, I did that. Yeah, that's cool.
I have a question.
Yes.
Susie. I'm sorry, but I'm with my husband, so I can't get on. But
That's okay.
I was just wondering, what if you see yourself a little bit of yourself in what do you want to do is whatever you're dominant in? Like I would definitely say I kind of have that personality Carrie Dickey has. That's crazy, you know. But then I also
You did it.
but I also am very direct. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, don't talk slow, don't you know, all that other stuff, which was the red, right? So are most of us like dominant in two colors?
Right, yeah. You're always going to find you're a dominant and you got a primary and a secondary. It always is. I've had someone say, I'm in the middle. I'm a bit of everything. I said, yeah, you are, because you're overthinking it. Half the time you're a green. When someone says that to me, it's like, oh yeah, I'm thinking of this, I'm that, because you're thinking too much. You've been a blue is awesome. Now, I love that you said I'm crazy, which is cool because you're like a tornado, 100%. And you enroll people quickly. The key thing in your business is how to keep them engaged. That'll be the one thing. So they can come in quickly and go out as quick as they come in. And understanding how to speak slower to the other colors, it's going to be the biggest thing in your business. Unless you're just looking for reds, unless you're just looking for blues. But 35% of people are yellows, and most people in network marketing are yellow. So yeah. So yeah, play around it. And there's nothing wrong with being blunt. Just got to know how to speak other colors. That's key. So yeah. And you're a roadrunner, like somebody says, yeah. Susie's a roadrunner. But yeah, you always, again, as your business grows, you will eventually, your colors change slightly. There's always going to be a movement with it. So don't think this is the way that you're going to be stuck there. No, you're going to change. So yeah. How do you know what you are? Is that Cheryl's asked me the question, how do you know what color you are? I don't know if you came on early on. I'm not too sure if I explained the indirect and direct. Get on the recording as well. Yeah. Did you come in the beginning, Cheryl? You're on mute.
I was a few minutes late.
Yeah,
like
you might have. Yeah, there was a couple of questionnaires between if you direct and indirect, if you basically what is the other one? I can't remember myself. If you are sorry, too many things, open and self-contained. So then once you ask those questions, actually what I'll do, I'll quickly just screen share now and just make a screenshot of it, and then you'll understand. So there, if you're looking at wherever you are, if you fall in between one of those, the top one, you'll go there, and the bottom one, you go there. So once you've made a photo of that, you got that? Yeah. And then the next one you're going to ask yourself is that one over there, if you open or self-contained. And once you know whether you're left or right or above or below the line, we give you an idea exactly where you are. But I do want to show you, if you guys want me to do this, and this is something I've been using in my business for a long time, especially because I've had to build my business online because of the nature of where I live. And this is something I've used often when it comes to inviting people. And very, very simple. Inviting made simple. And I'll say this, there's magic in the mundane of what we do. Think of that. Just let that sit in a bit. There's magic in the mundane. Those boring tasks that you do, trust me, you keep doing them for 4 years, you'll be rewarded financially very well, and you're going to help a lot of people. So what you want to do here, now, whether you know that person's got a health challenge or not, if you're a chiropractor, if you've got a bunch of clients you're working with, either way, you'd say, hey, Mary, everyone's Mary for me and John, okay, I know you may be having some health challenges right now. Now, you can use that word, you can say in a third party, you can say, hey, Mary, I'm in the health and wellness space, and the health space, and I'm really looking for people that have got some health challenges going on now. Do you know anybody? See the languaging? So you can always go sideways. So if you know the person's got health stuff going on, because most people you know are always going to tell you they've got something going on with them. So, hey, Mary, I know you may be having some health challenges right now. What if I could share something with you that may complement what you're doing right now to get your health back on track? Now, the keywords I have there, I'll screenshot these and I'll put them in the CEO thread afterwards. It's easier. So the word complement, this is so important. It's not aggressive. Not that crazy person like, oh, I've got this pretend, I'm spending all that stuff there. You're wasting your money. You're offending those people because those people have got some health stuff going on. They've gone to practitioners and they value their opinion and what they're doing. And what they're doing for them is right now good. We are not coming and fighting with somebody. So the word compliment is something that's worked really well for me, and get your health back on track. It's gentle. Yeah. And share is not like I'm not vomiting something on you. Yeah. So that's the thing. If you're keen to chat, let me know. That is what I've done on social media, messaging people directly. That's it. You can add more flavor. And Cheryl, if you could just mute, it'd be kind of cool as well. Sorry. So that's what I use with people. Very, very simple. And you can mix it up. So if you're speaking to someone as a chiropractor, I mean, oh yeah, this is the next one over here. Speaking to a health professional, this works really well. And most people are health professionals, chiropractors, doctors, naturopaths, dietitians, they always, and even fitness professionals, they always start this business because they want to help the people. So you want to make sure you mention this. Don't just come in the juggling and go for money. You say to them, hey, Mary, I know you're helping many people get their health back on track and you're changing people's lives. You can make it bigger. You can say, hey, Mary, I know you're doing so amazing, being a chiropractor, a dietitian, fitness professional, and I wish you had more people in the world that are actually doing what you're doing because you're helping people change their lives to get their health back on track. See the languaging? You can add more to it. So, and then you can say to them, what if I could share something with you that may complement what you're doing to get the health back on track? Notice the words I'm using again. And this is the very secret of the end. And help them get their health back on track, at the same time increase your bottom line. Because health professionals, what happens with them? They run a practice. Most times they can't sell their practice because they just have clients or customers. They're just service-based business. And then what happens when they decide to retire when they're 50 or 60? Guess what? They can't sell their book, really. It's very rare that they can. And so they need to have some form of income that's going to sustain them after they technically sell their or close their business or retire. So you want to share with them that they're amazing, they're doing awesome, they're changing people's lives. At the same time, you want to compliment them. They're helping a lot of people get their health back on track. But the key thing here, also want to increase their bottom line. If you're keen to chat, let me know. That is what I've been using for as long as I have in LifeVantage. Number one, I'm not vomiting my product. I'm not saying this is the best thing on the planet. I'm using a word compliment because compliment is a very sexy word. It's very, very cool. It just eases things in. And that's what I've been using. Mix it up, make it your own. Whatever formula works for you, just keep doing it and have fun. So that's what I've been using. And I change it up if I'm speaking to a red or a blue or yellow or a green. I'll change my languaging slightly. And the only thing I've mastered in this business, and you won't believe me, Masholi, the only thing I mastered is how to invite and basically how to really master the invite is the most important thing here. If you cannot invite somebody, I can tell you now, you won't get anywhere. Because how many people come into LifeVantage, they go, oh, hold on, wait, I got to understand the product, the ingredients, how's it made, the compensation plan. So here's a line over here. That side of the line is all science. There's someone else can answer that for you. Compensation plan, they can work that out. But this side of the line is talking to the human. Because in this one, you can't speak to this human. They're not going to jump over the line to go, what's this thing about? You've got to master how to invite and communicate the colors. That's it. That is the only thing that I've mastered mostly when I started this company or started working at LifeVantage. Don't have to master how to present, because how many people in this call are presenting? Not many. There's someone else can do it for you. And you want to be a master communicator, a master inviter, and a master pointer, as in point them to a three-way call, point them to a webinar, point them to a video. That's it. If you can master those three things and how to follow up, that is so important. I know I can go on for long, and I know I'm mindful of time, but I want to share one more thing with you. When we are doing anything, you want to make sure how to use languaging to make sure you follow up. Now, let's, for example, what if we had to go and send someone some information and then, hey, John, can I reach out to you next week and see how you're going with it? Yeah, cool, no problem. I'm asking permission. Be more specific. Hey, John, what if I send you this video? Would you watch it? And they go, great, cool. So if I had to give you get on a call with you next week, Thursday, at the same time today, would you have watched the video by then? He goes, great, done. So now I've got an excuse to follow up. It's very easy. So, hey, John, hey, I know last week you would have been so busy, probably whatever you're doing. Hey, how did you go with the video? Don't ask him if they've seen the video, because he told you he's going to watch it. So just assume. Say, John, hey, how did you go with the video? What did you find? What are the three most interesting things you saw in that video? See the languaging? So what if I send this person a video or a link? There we go. I'll email the link, done. And you haven't said anything else. And now you want to reach out to next week. Oh, John, you know that email I sent you? Yeah, did you get it? Oh, yeah. You see the languaging? No competency, no posture. You're trying to slide in there. You want to be, your posture's got to be solid. So that's what every person I say, you have to ask permission. Hey, John, would it be okay if I send you a link and you can take a look at it in your own time? It's permission. And then you've got to just master that follow-up. Trust me, I've done it so often, it's all I master. So I mean, we could do a whole session on mastering follow-ups. It's very easy once you get it. And you've got to master how to follow up the colors. It's very clever. Once you get that right, I tell you, get that book from Big Al Schneider, bigalbooks.com. And there's one on network marketing. There's one on closing techniques. It's brilliant. But do yourself a favor. Do the work. It's called network marketing. Yeah. It's not called watch one webinar and do nothing marketing. You got to do the work in. So if you master how to invite, master how to point, and the other thing I'm going to say, well, a lot of people in Life Family struggle with, because most of them are yellow, they struggle to ask for the business. You have to ask. You want to get started today or tomorrow? And always ask the last question. So you want to get started now or 5 minutes later? Whatever you say last is what they will respond to. And I feel don't get caught up in, you won't get weird asking money from people. We give solutions. I've had someone message me now. I put them on the 3-way chat on my phone. And I was trying to give him all the details and products. No, he's not about that. What has he got going on? Gut issues, this and this and this. Let's call him John. Hey, John, you know what? Remember last time we spoke, you had some gut issues going on. What if I could share something with you that can complement with what you're doing right now to get your gut health back on track? Would you keen to know? Oh, yes, done. And what else? And how's your energy levels? Oh, they're down in the dumps. Okay, let's jump on the call. And he just messaged me today. We'll enroll him on 3 products. I haven't mentioned product, haven't mentioned a company, no ABC video, nothing. So the languaging is different. So it's just giving you some ideas. I mean, I could sit here all day, but if you notice my pattern, what if I could share something with you that will complement to get your health back on track? You notice I'm using it all the time. It's not invasive. It's like this. You want to hold hands together. And if someone's taking pharmaceutical drugs, you know what? Whatever you're doing right now, this can complement what you're doing right now to get your health back on track, because you're in good hands with your medical professional. See the languaging? Done. So yeah. Anyway, I could go all day, you know me, talk all day because I'm a red. But I just want to share these things with you, because if you can get this right, trust me, business is fun. When you're looking to go into meetings or network meetings, there's a red, there's a blue, there's a green, there's yellow. You can pick them up straight away, just what they're wearing, just by their posture. A blue will walk like this. They walk ahead of time. And a red, because their brain, they're thinking quick than what they can actually move. So if you notice when I'm doing my presentations, they're different. I'm speaking to all the different colors. That's what I've mastered. So do yourself a big favor. Don't send someone to Dr. Brett Bimmel's webinar about science when you know the person's a red. They'll fall asleep on the webinar. And I think this is a waste of time. Find ones that are the color matching for that person. Don't just go, oh, it's Wellness Wednesday. We've got to send them to this person's webinar because it's great information. They do not care if they're red or blue.